Churches that use photography well are churches that build a brand that is authentic, it's real, it's genuine, and it's attractive. People want to come and be a part of it. They know what to expect from the photography that they're seeing, and as a result, it brings down the walls so that people come and check out your church. So most churches struggle with this. They struggle with getting photography that is great because they don't have a system in place. In this video, I want to show you the system that has allowed our clients to have great photography ready to go so that they can use it on their social media and on all their marketing materials like their website. And it's not something that just happens. It's a systematic approach to collecting photos on a regular basis within the church. And again, we're going to show you in this video how we get this. Most churches are struggling because they only have a few photos to choose from. They're all from the same angles. There's never enough variety in the photos to really reflect the congregation that is there, or to promote the actual event to the right audience. So they're always scrambling, trying to find that photo. If this sounds like you, this is going to be really helpful as we go through this training. So there's a couple things that we need to know right off the bat. One is that we want photos that are happy and inviting. So we want faces that are smiling. We want, when people see it, we want them to think positively of the brand. I've seen it in the past where we've worked with some churches that have photos, but they're really intense photos of worship. Maybe there's some tears on somebody's face. We don't understand the full context. Like, that might be an awesome, powerful experience in the moment. But when you see it on a website and somebody's grimacing on their face, it's not very inviting. So we want to try to, as much as we can, capture photos of smiling, happy faces. Okay. The second thing is we want to have our branding in the photo if at all possible. So in the background, we can have photos of our brand. We can have our logo, maybe like a check-in area. You can kind of see in some of these examples here on my screen, we've got some branding in the background going on. So that's what we mean, if at all possible. That's like the cherry on top of getting, great photography for the brand. And when you use it, it just enforces the brand. Now, there are 8 categories that we're going to cover, and I've provided a guide. I have a guide that I'm going to give you with these categories. What we found from a marketing perspective is if you have photos in your library in each of these 8 categories, then it covers all the bases from events to kids and youth and worship and like just fellowship. It covers all of it. So when you're promoting things or talking about things online, you'll have photos ready to go. And we're trying to simplify this to be a system that's very easy to do. So with that, here's the 8 categories. We want to get photos of the weekend. This is category number 1, the weekend experience, both in the building and then even outside, even outside the building. We want to get the worship component. So the singing, the music, those type of things. We want to get the speaker from stage. If you have the main speaker or even a variety of speakers, people that are hosting or guest speakers even, that's great. We want to get people serving in the church. We want to get people connecting in community. We want to get kids and kids ministry, same thing with students or youth ministry. We want to also capture events, different types of events that we do throughout the year. We should have some photos of those events and people interacting in different environments, or even at the church if the event is at the church. So let's kind of go through what these start to look like. Here's the weekend service. These are some example photos. If you could see my screen, if you're able to see this video, we've got just great smiling faces. Everybody has a very authentic look. You'll notice there's not a lot of people looking directly into the camera. We just wanted to have a very authentic feel, like almost like we're just walking into the room and capturing photos of people in the weekend. So a good variety. So we're showing lobby, we're showing auditorium, we're showing kids, we're showing coffee, we're showing fellowship, with these photos. So a good variety. Also, some of them are medium shots of a person, but then we also have wide shots of a room. So think about that too as you're talking through what types of photos. We want some more close shots, but then we also want some wide shots to give context of the rooms. Okay, this is a worship experience. So here we see people singing and the band's playing and people on stage. Uh, we see lights. We see, all the things that you would experience in a worship experience at the church that happens every single week. The speakers, we want to get different angles of the speakers. Usually a medium shot, waist up is a good one. We can go a little bit tighter. We can also go head to toe. Those are good ones too. We want to keep in mind that we're going to use this on social media, so we might leave a little bit of room on the left or right to be able to put a title or a quote. So keep that in mind. We're mixing up the angles as well, so we're not always shooting from the same angle. We might get up close to the stage or get an angle from further back. This is a serving, so we want to capture people serving in the church. This category is going to help us see people serving in kids, youth, production, people that are hosting, greeters, ushers, the people that get the coffee ready, the people in the parking lot. We want to see that lanyard if you have a lanyard, or maybe there's a t-shirt. We even have like people that are doing photography or video. So we want to get a good wide range. Again, you'll notice smiling, happy faces. We want to filter the photos to just get those happy, smiling faces as much as possible. This category is for connecting. So we want to get people that are engaging with other people in our church. Typically, this is going to be in our lobby, and it might be in some other environments, but the lobbies typically going to have the best lighting. We want to get groups of people, groups of 3 people or 2 people or more than that. So typically you're going to have, a small group of people gathering in the lobby. We want to stand back a little bit so we're not being intrusive and capture those photos. And again, we're looking for happy, smiling faces. We're looking for hugs and handshakes and high fives, those type of things that are very genuine interactions. Okay, kids, we want to get the kids program. This is going to help parents understand that we value their kids. And when we build a brand around kids and ministering to kids, then we attract families, and families are very stable within our church. So a good church community has young families with young kids in it. So we want to make sure we show those moments within our kids ministry, a variety of moments, maybe kids singing, kids doing crafts, kids praying, kids listening and being happy and content in a classroom setting. We also want to do the same thing with students or teenagers within our church. Teenagers interacting in their environment within the church, interacting with leaders, maybe your youth leaders or volunteer leaders. We want to show them interacting with each other and giving a good snapshot of the youth experience at our church. And then we want to do photos of events. So we want to capture those events, women's events, men's events, inside, outside, on location at the church, or even on a different location somewhere else. So we want to make sure we're capturing those events. And we have a library full of event, especially if your events happen every single year. Make sure you're capturing those events so that the next year you have photos of the event to share to promote the event. Okay, so those are our 8 categories, and they're going to help you if you stock photos in those categories. They're going to help you always have something to use to then promote, and you won't be scrambling to try to find something. Create a rhythm of when you take photos. What I used to do when I was on church staff as a communications director, I would hire somebody twice a year, once in the fall, once in the spring, to come out and shoot photos. This helped me get the right clothing for warm weather and then cool weather. And then I would always have a good library of photos that I can use throughout the year. And I hired somebody. Our church had the ability to do that, and we were not able to find a volunteer who was able to shoot for us. So we actually hired. Now, in the future, we were able to recruit people that had photography gear and did photography. So then we would enhance that system, and instead of just doing twice a year, we like to schedule it 4 times a year. That's what I recommend right now. So once every quarter is a good time to shoot photos. So again, you'll get a good variety, you'll get a good library. You schedule somebody to shoot throughout the year, and typically if you have one person that's leading that photography team, then they can even schedule other people to do that, and then you'll have a good rhythm of capturing photos once a quarter. You have a leader that's a photography team leader that can then schedule and make sure that everybody's trained properly with everything we're talking about here. Now, as a pastor, if you have to do this at first, then the guide that we provide will help you do that. But eventually, we want somebody to take ownership of that, and especially with the events that are happening, we want somebody scheduled to take those events as they happen, and then a regular rhythm of once per quarter getting photography captured. Now, you could do it more than that. Bigger churches with bigger teams could potentially do it more than that, but that's a good outline. So let me show you a few of the churches that we worked with and how we use photography. This is Cornerstone Church. They do a great job of capturing photography with volunteers. They've got a good variety of photos, and then we use it on their website and also on their social media. So most of their website is very photo driven. Their social media has photography of different events. They're always assigning somebody to capture photos whenever they are doing an event of some kind, or even on a Sunday. They actually shoot on a regular basis, probably once a month. They're shooting photos and building that photo library. So these guys are a great example of photography. Go Church is another client of ours that uses photography. They have a lot of events throughout the year, and they do a great job of capturing the events as people are serving and doing different things as part of the church. You can kind of see here on their Facebook that as we scroll through, you get a really good snapshot of the church culture, the types of people that are at the church. People that are thinking about coming to the church can answer the question, oh, do people there look like me? Are they people that I think I can relate to, right? So they're happy, smiling faces. These are good photos that are genuine, authentic, engaging. They're inviting, right? All those things. That's what you're seeing on this Facebook feed as we scroll through here, right? So great photos of speakers, all the things we talked about. They're using the guide, and they're really capturing the brand very well. So again, those are two examples: Cornerstone Church and Go Church. They're doing a great job to get those things, the photography captured. And they also have a system in place. They capture photos, they sort by category, they put it also by date. Like you want to make sure recent photos are dated so that you can find recent photos. When you're doing promotions, you typically want recent photos. So categories and dates. So you might do the year, and then inside of that folder you do the 8 categories, and then you just kind of keep on sorting it by that. That way you can find it very quickly. You could use a Google Drive or a Dropbox link. That way you can share it among teams. Everybody can have access to something like that, and then your people that are doing marketing can also access that same library. So keep one standard. There's even naming conventions if you get into it, like where you name your photos a certain way, but that's kind of next level. But at the very least, put them into categories, into folders that are labeled by categories, and keep that rhythm going throughout the year. There's a photo list, a PDF that I've created for you, so make sure you grab that. It has a shot list that we took a look at earlier and examples with descriptions on how to get the right photos for your church. So make sure you get that done as soon as you can, and schedule that first photography shoot, and then keep that rhythm going. So again, this is Michael with Church Brand Guide. This is going to help you get a great brand so that you're able to reach your community and grow your ministry.